Hey everyone, it's Helena and Tom. We wanted to make a quick video today for anyone who's feeling attached to a man who's inconsistent in his behavior towards you. Maybe he's been acting hot and cold or distant. Maybe he's been breadcrumbing you or full on pulling away. I hear from women every day who are in situations like that, and they tend to feel really confused and they're not sure what to do next. So hopefully this video will give you some clarity if you're experiencing that right now. So I'll let you start. What's the first thing you want to say on this topic?
Well, I think when we were talking about this the other day and you had shared a comment with me on this subject, I was asserting that I think most people actually have an inherent ability to determine whether or not they're wasting time in situations like this, but they're unwilling to admit it. And I think that they're unwilling to admit it often because that implies some sort of a failure. It may imply that they have failed to mold this relationship into what they hope it would be. And so, in order to eliminate the perceived confusion in these situations, I think that you can ask a simple question, and that is, do you see your relationship progressing to a point that you hope it would be with everything being the same? And that's to say that you should not have to make any assumptions about the future of the relationship. You shouldn't have to apply any caveats. And that means that if someone were to ask you that question, you shouldn't have to use the word if in the beginning of your answer. And that an example of that might be, if he only prioritized me more, I could see this relationship getting to the level that I hope it would eventually reach. Or if we lived closer together, or if he were not so busy with his job as he is right now, something like that. Those are pretty good indications that you're almost certainly wasting your time on that relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. So we always love hearing from you. Let us know in the comment section, based on a man's actions, 90% of the time, are you wasting your time in this relationship or potential relationship? I always say you want to watch a man's actions because that will tell you pretty much everything you need to know about his intentions and his interest level. Now, of course, if a man's flat out telling you that he's not ready for a relationship right now, or he doesn't see himself ever committing, or he just sees you as a friend or something casual, of course, you want to listen to those words and believe him. But a lot of times men in situations like this say that they're looking for a serious relationship or they'd love to settle down one day, but as their actions pertain to you, they're just not showing you that. So let us know in the comment section, with the man in question here, are his actions those of a man who's motivated to get into a relationship with you or motivated to prioritize you if the two of you are already together? So after you've determined whether or not you're wasting your time, you have some decisions to make. First, you can walk away. Obviously, that's our hope for you. We want you to feel strong and secure within yourself and trust that the right relationship for you is out there, and just, say no and move through the men who aren't showing you with their actions that they're serious about you and ready to move things forward. But I know I hear from a lot of women who are stuck in a situation like this and they're not ready to do that. They're not ready to say goodbye to this man because they feel strongly attached to him. So for women in that situation where you pretty much know you're wasting your time but you're not ready to let him go and move on, I think that just owning that, rather than, bemoaning the fact that he's showing you a lot of mixed signals or he's hot and cold and you're so confused, just tell yourself there's nothing confusing going on here. I am wasting my time and I'm not willing to walk away quite yet, and I'm okay with that. So I always talk about making peace with where you are right now. That is so crucially important, rather than trying to make these things what they're not, trying to turn this relationship or situationship into something it's not, and just talking about how confused you are. Really, there's nothing to be confused about in a lot of these situations, don't you think?
Right. And I think you said, too, that one thing that may be helpful is if you determine that you're wasting your time and you are able to own that maybe something like setting a timeline could enable you to at least not endlessly waste your time. If you are wasting your time but you're enjoying yourself, hopefully that's the reason why you would stay temporarily in a relationship like this, is because you're enjoying each other's company and whatever the relationship is providing, but you know that there isn't a future. And so you may want to set some sort of a timeline, like I'm willing to do this for the next few months or something. But keep in mind that that timeline should not be made with any implication that there will be any changes in the relationship. That's just the timeline for how long you're willing to waste your time, basically.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Yeah, a close friend of mine was recently going through a situation where she was dating this man who was waving all sorts of red flags right from the beginning. She knew he wasn't the one, but for some reason she wasn't able to just break things off and move on. She felt guilty and she just didn't want to like give up what they had. They were comfortable together, you know, they had been dating for a few months. And so she kept telling me, I'm just so confused. I don't know, maybe he's the one, but I really don't think so. And I just had her say those exact things. There's nothing confusing going on here. It's crystal clear. The red flags are almost always there at the beginning, and they were in this case too. So then I just had her say, I'm wasting my time and I'm okay with that for right now. And I think she said, okay, I think I'd probably be willing to waste my time until the end of the year. Then I'm going to really get serious and, you know, only date people who are available for the kind of relationship I want. She herself wasn't really ready for a serious relationship yet. And so I believe the very next time she hung out with him, she told herself that, you know, I'm just wasting my time here and that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm going to be gentle and easy with myself. And what happened was her perception cleared up and her intuition kicked in, and she could really feel into the situation and kind of see this man for who he really is. And after that next time of going out with him, she said, you know, I realized I wasn't even really enjoying myself all that much. So if I'm going to waste my time with something, like you said, I want to at least be having fun and being treated really well. And that wasn't happening. So it was really easy for her to move on from there. So I think just owning where you are and being okay with that, making peace with that, is very powerful. It kind of takes your power back rather than giving your power away and saying, oh, I'm just so confused, and trying to make this situation something that it isn't. Do you agree?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's helpful to reframe the situation as not a failure, but as exactly what it is, which is just that you're enjoying yourself, wasting your time right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. That, like you said, I think gives your power back. You're sort of powerless if you're confused. Confusion leads to a sense of powerlessness, and so if you realize that there isn't anything confusing going on, you're just choosing to waste your time, then you have the choices along the way with what happens in the future of that relationship.
Absolutely. So we would love to hear your thoughts on this. It's the first time we're ever really talking about this in this way. So let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Also, you can get my free report and audio training on my website, helenahartcoaching.com. And I know some of these situations are, you know, kind of unique. I know you might be going through something that we didn't cover in this video, so you can always go to feminineenchantment.com to get your personal questions answered by my top coaches in a private online forum. It's not like on YouTube out here for the world to see. I know people have really been loving that. It's on sale for $1 right now. It's on a $1 trial, so you can go to feminineenchantment.com to get your personal questions answered. I'll include a link to that in the description of this video and down below in the comment section. So we always love hearing from you. I hope this was helpful, and we will see you next time.